calculation. IRMS is equal to root mean square. So you have to do this calculation. Okay, so we have to find the equation of this line and equation of this line, right? That's not difficult to find because we know exactly 2 points of this line when we know two points of this line. So we can find the equation of this line, equation of this line, raise it to power 2, and first of all break the integral like for this period and this period, and then raise these functions to power 2 and do the calculation. Okay, once you do the calculation, you find out that the RMS value of this waveform is delta IL over 2 root 3. Okay, this is something that you can do yourself, one easier way of doing it basically, if you figure out if you raise this to power 2, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, so we can replace this one with this one to find the RMS, and the same thing here, right? Because if you raise something to power 2, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, right? So this is basically what we can do. And one other thing that you can figure out is that, okay, actually like the RMS of this one and this one should be the same. The RMS of this one and this one should be the same. Okay, so instead of finding the RMS of this function, right, I can just basically find the RMS of first this one, and then this one, right? And multiplied by 2, because we have two of this and 2 of this, right? So maybe I should do this. So like let's do this. I might make some mistakes, but I think it's a good idea to do it. So this is the time, this is dt over 2, because this is like half of dt, right? And this point is delta IL divided by 2. For this line, right, I assume that the axis starts from here. This is 0. This distance is 1 minus d times t, right? So this one, it's going to be 1 minus d times t divided by 2. Okay, and the same thing here. This is going to be delta IL divided by 2. Okay, so now I want to find the RMS value. If you guys are not interested, you can skip this part, but I just like wanted to do it once so that like those people who are interested see how this is done. But I don't expect you to do this kind of calculation. You can just like use the formula that it's given in your notes. Okay, so this is like 1 over t times 2, because we said that like we have 2 of this part and 2 of this part. Okay, and I'm just gonna break these. So integral of 0 to dt over 2 of this line to power 2. What is the equation of this line? This is basically the slope of it is delta IL divided by 2 divided by dt over 2. So it's basically delta IL times divided by dt. Okay, so this is delta IL divided by dt times t. That's the equation of this line, right? Raised to power 2. Okay, and for this part, plus integral of 0 to 1 minus d times t divided by 2, and this is dt, sorry, plus dt plus the equation of this line would be delta IL divided by 2 divided by 1 minus dt divided by 2. That's the slope of this line. So capital T times T. That's the equation of this line. So then this is going to be delta IL divided by 1 minus d times t times t divided by 2 dt. Okay, so now I can just erase this. Now I just need to calculate this integral. Okay, I hope I can find this at the end if I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so let's do this. Square root of 2 over t. Maybe I can take all the constants out. So you can see that we have a constant delta IL and we have a constant t in both of these. So I can take this one out times delta IL squared divided by t squared. And for this one, d is also constant, so I can take it out. It's going to be 1 over d squared. Okay, so now we just like have integral of t to dt, right? That's going to be t3 over 3 from 0 to dt over 2. So this is integral, and this integral, the same thing. I take 1 over 1 minus d squared out. In delta IL and t, I already took it out here. So this is going to be, again, the same thing, t3 over 3 from 0 to 1 minus d times t divided by 2. Okay, so let's look at how this is simplified. So these constants are not changed. Okay, so this one, it's going to be 1 over d squared times this thing raised to, let me take the 3 out. This thing raised to power 3. Okay, so this is going to be d cubed, t cubed divided by 8. Right, and for 0 this is going to be 0, so minus 0, right? Like I'm just going to ignore that, plus 1 over, again I'll take 3 here, 3 times 1 minus d squared multiplied by, okay, so this is going to be similar to this one. Instead of d we have 1 minus d cubed, t cubed divided by 8. Okay, so let's see how we can simplify this. Okay, so here, actually, like let's just make this one 2 delta IL, 2 times delta IL squared divided by t cubed, right? So, okay, so as you can see, t cubed are gonna be just canceled. Okay,